Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to the series, Where the Hell is My Husband? Okay. Today, we're going to be getting into specific topics that I didn't quite cover, or I just want to get into it again in the last video I did about where the heck is your husband. Okay. So let's get into it. I pulled this card as the energy of the connection, like what do we need to know, that kind of thing. Of course, if you aren't with your future spouse or husband yet, then that won't make sense. But I guess we're going to see whatever information we can get about the connection between you guys in this card, which I will leave over there, and you will be able to see that I haven't touched it or nothing. Lord Jesus, let me stop. Okay, so what I do want to do is figure out what they're doing now. What are they doing now? Using the tool What's the Tea Oracle. I do want to get a little bit into like how you meet and their first impression of you, but right now I do want to get into what they're doing now. Ooh, we have bad habits. Oh Lord. Drugs and denial, repeating mistakes, can't break the loop. Don't gasp or gust quite yet. This doesn't have to mean they be taking drugs and drinking and all that kind of stuff. Could be, but what it could be meaning as well is they're still in the habits of breaking some bad habits, which could be part of the reason why you haven't met them yet. Okay. Here we have Forcer. Stop. Pushy energy, crosses your boundaries, gets what they want by any means. That would make a lot of sense for this bad habits card. And then here we have uninterested. Okay. So the picture is quite clear for you guys. Your person is they in the trenches right now. They need to get it together. They may not think they're in the trenches, but they're in the trenches. I'm telling you. Okay. This person is unhealed, right? They're out here traumatizing other people, child. They need to get it together, right? I just keep hearing that. Okay, what else is coming through? What's the tea on their person? What are they doing right now? What are they doing right now? Okay, if you guys haven't heard the song Where the Hell is My Husband by Ray, or Where's My Husband, because she takes out the heck. Go listen to it, it's so good. We have the inside scoop, a closer look, nosy, up in your business. How interesting. What do you mean nosy and up in their business? Whose business? This person can be nosy. The inside scoop is kind of giving me reporter vibes. This person could be a reporter. And immediately when I heard reporter, I heard David Muir. So you know how David Muir is the most popular news anchor. I want to say anchor, not hanger, please. He's the most like popular news anchor on like nighttime television, like late night news, whatever, with David Muir. He's a very attractive white man, okay? That's why everyone loves watching him. I think that's why he's so popular, okay? He's conventionally attractive, and he's just like, David Muir, okay? This person could be giving me a news anchor. And when I think of someone who's attractive, who everyone widely loves, I think of someone who benefits from all kinds of privileges. And this person could be taking those privileges to the max, right? They could be dealing with hidden like demons that other people don't know, because on the outside they come off as someone who is successful, sexy, attractive, that kind of thing. But on the inside, they're dealing with some dark stuff, right? So I'm getting that right off the bat. So your person could definitely be dealing with some things on the inside that not many people know about, okay? And also with that kind of energy, this person could be so used to getting what they want, they have kind of along the way picked up a lot of bad habits when it comes to being forceful, aggressive, thinking that they deserve everything that they want in the world. And that's not always the case. So yeah, that's coming through. What else? What is the tea? What is their person doing right now? What's up? Travel. They're traveling. You see a news anchor. Some of y'all are getting with a news anchor, an actor, a businessman. I'm getting Playboy energy here. Right? They're always in somebody's business and getting a closer look. They could be a journalist, a news reporter, a CEO, an actor, something like that, okay? But definitely giving a very nosy, mercurial vibe, okay? We have travel. So right now your person is traveling. I do believe this came through in the last reading I did, but we're just getting overall energy of what this person is doing. And then, like I said, this card over here represents the overall energy of your connection. Look at that. Shaky, rocky. Interesting. I'm hearing for some of you, this could be a coworker. You could work with them and not like them right now because you can see what everyone else doesn't see, that they're a bad person. Or they are right now. You know what I mean? So this could definitely be an enemies to lovers kind of connection. If that doesn't resonate for you, don't take it. Okay. you start off really not liking them and then you end up liking them, that kind of energy. Which is why right now you can't see that they're right in front of your face, because right now they're disgusting and you're like, ew, I would never. But once they maybe heal and, you know, kind of evolve a little bit, maybe you're kind of like, It's kind of giving me that meme on social media where the girl is like, huh. And then she's like, ugh. And then she's like, huh. It's the blonde girl. I forget her name. I think she has like a YouTube channel where she has celebrities in her royal court or something. I don't know her name, but that's coming through. For 1 second, you're like, ew. And then the next one, you're like, huh, maybe, you know? Here we have a happiness hater. This person's miserable, ain't they? Oh my gosh. This is wild. They just miserable, ain't? That's crazy. Okay. At the bottom, we have fake flexing. This is just, wow. That really just be giving you everything. Okay. Here we have fake flexing. They act rich, they floss money, they act fancy, they show off, etc. Interesting. That makes a lot of sense. This person could be a photographer, a blogger. This person could be an influencer. They're giving me those vibes as well, where people who be influencing sometimes get caught up in the whole zest of it all. They're like, oh yeah, I'm better than everyone else. And people are like, no, without the people, you would be nothing. You know what I mean? You don't have a particular talent. You're not an actress or singer. And even those people sometimes, it doesn't matter if you're successful. It doesn't mean you could do, you know, grimy things. But it's kind of like you're just a regular everyday person. Influencer, just smacking out on your name or smacking it on yourself doesn't make you any better than me. Okay? That's the kind of energy. This person has a superiority complex, you know? But yeah, they be flossing money. They may not have, it says fake flexing, so they could have it or not. But I am getting someone who's jet setting, drinking, living that party lifestyle, whether they're female, male, non-binary, doesn't really matter. They're out there spending money, I'm hearing bitches. Oh my gosh, and this is giving me such a masculine energy. This person is very much in a masculine energy, no matter what gender they may resonate as, child, because stop it. It's giving get money, FBs, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's giving a very, what's his name? Biggie Small kind of energy, right? This person could be a rapper as well. They could be in that kind of lifestyle where they be gangbanging and stuff like that. That's also a vibe coming through. Everyone has different types, so if that's not your type, that's not for you, okay? Some of you could be attracting a philandering CEO. Some of you could be attracting a nosy, dirty reporter. Some of y'all could be attracting a rapper. Some of y'all could be attracting an influencer. Some of y'all could be attracting an actor, singer, dancer, that kind of thing. But it's giving me someone who gets treated fairly well because of their job or their looks or something like that, okay? So just take it into consideration when you're watching this reading, okay? They're not your future spouse yet, okay? Because I don't think you've met them yet. I'm not getting that vibe here. So they may be in this crusty energy, but keep watching, please, so you can see what does come from this connection. I know they sound dirty now. Please bear with me, okay? But yeah, I'm hearing that song by Biggie Smalls, F me, get money. So they're very much in that F person, get F people, F relationships, get money kind of energy, okay? So they ain't ready for no connection, but they ain't met you yet. So that's that. Now we're going to move on to the tarot cards and see what does come out. What else do we need to know? Please, Spirit. What else do you need to tell us before we get into the how you meet them? I'm really interested in your first impression now. Here we have, what card is this? 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, they're very stingy right now. This is crazy. I was not expecting all this to come through. I'm like, here we have the Tower in reverse. Absolutely. And then we have the King of Swords. Yeah, they're very much in there. Leave me alone. I'm not interested. Cold, closed off kind of energy. Mean, bossy kind of thing. Because the King of Swords is someone who's just like, not emotionally shut off, but someone who's more logically driven. They're not someone who is they're not thinking with their heart right now. They're thinking with their mind, and their mind is telling them more and more and more. You can't do this. You can't have that. This is distracting you. This, and that kind of thing. I'm getting this person's caught up in like some kind of illusion is kind of what I'm getting, you know? They not even an illusion, there's some kind of idea they have of what life should be like right now anyway, and it's kind of like getting them caught up in this very much I have to keep all this for me. There's not like enough space for all of us in this field. It's giving very much like competitive work environment. Very competitive, too competitive probably, where I have to get the biggest break, the next big break. I have to get the next big story. They're undermining people. They're screwing people over just to get to a specific place in their life. You know what I mean? The Tower card in reverse is a very interesting thing. This person, I feel like they're seeing the error of their ways, but there's still like this, I don't know, this want or this desire inside of them to be the best, you know? This person's very smart, and they can also be very vindictive as well. Like, they get to know certain things about you to use against you. I'm not making them sound good. I'm sorry, but this is them right now. What else do we need to know about them? They're highly intelligent, and I did say I was getting a Mercurial energy from them. This person is giving Aquarius, Gemini, Libra vibes, where they're very charming. They're very, easy to get close to, but emotionally, they're still always a little closed off. They're still a little flighty emotion wise. You know what I mean? Okay, so you have that coming through. Now let's get into your first impression of them, or no, how you meet them. We'll do that first. That makes the most sense. So please, Spirit, tap me into the energy of how they'll meet their future spouse. Please, Spirit, how will they meet them? That was a big stack of cards. It might come in like a little bit of like a unexpected whirlwind kind of energy, or they kind of like stumble. I'm getting those scenes in the television show where people are like snooping behind the door when someone's having a conversation, and the people inside the room know someone is outside listening, so they open the door and then everyone comes tumbling in. That's the kind of visual I'm getting. So it could be that kind of thing where they fall in front of you, you fall in front of them, you fall on their lap, like somebody trips over somebody, like maybe you're at a coffee shop and you trip, or they trip and coffee spills, and like there's some kind of incident, I feel like. And let me close this door because I don't know why the heater acting like that. It ain't even that cold. That probably didn't even help. Is that the heater in the room or no? The world may never know. Okay, anyway. How will you meet them? Are we taking all these cards? Okay, we have the moon. Oh, maybe at night. We have the King of Wands. Absolutely, their ego is going to be a part of it. There's something here about them being in control of meeting you. It's giving me, oh my gosh, you know what this is giving me? There's a scene in 50 Shades of Grey where Anna comes to interview Christian Grey for the first time, and as she's opening his door, she trips over herself and falls to the floor, and all her things go flying. And then he has to get up from his desk and kind of like come and help her pick up everything. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting. That's crazy. I'm getting like a mishap. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like a little bit of a mishap. Somebody trips, somebody falls into a room, something like that. And the first time she meets him, she falls into the room. The door's open and she goes tripping. And then, of course, they end up becoming husband and wife later on down the line. But when she first met him, she thought he was a little bit cold and standoffish. Yes. He was answering, being very private. He was answering the questions evasively. He wasn't giving too much information. Like, he was this like 27-year-old tycoon, business CEO person. And she was like, oh, what do you like to do for fun? He's like, I have very particular taste. And just like the banter was going. And it's giving interviews. So maybe you're a journalist and that's how you meet them through your job. You see how it's all coming together? And I wish the heater would just stop. Like, I can't with it. I'm sorry, guys, if you can hear it and it's annoying. It's annoying to me too. And I don't have my mic with me today. Like, it turns on and off. I don't understand. Anyway, not too much. We have the Knight of Wands. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. So the Ace of Pentacles represents an offer. So maybe they ask you out. When you first meet them, how you meet, they ask you out. They offer to give you a job. Maybe it's a job interview. And once the interview is over, you're not interested in seeing them after that kind of thing. The moon being the first card coming out. There's something here about dreams, the way she's looking dreamily off into the distance. Something here about a dream. They have control of the dream that you're trying to go after. And they may offer you something you're kind of like, nah, boy, because they're giving you this playboy Knight of Wands kind of energy, but in reverse, which is like the negative attributes of the Knight of Wands, I would say. So someone who's selfish, someone who's impulsive, only going after what they want, only worry about themselves. That kind of thing. Very sexy, yes, but in like a very cocky playboy kind of way. So far this is on par for the course from what we were getting before. So when you first meet them, they're giving Nine of Wands, King of Wands kind of energy, arrogant as well, very confident. Okay, This person can have like a signature smirk. You know what I mean? Maybe you're auditioning for a movie for them, or you are auditioning for a play, or like I said, not auditioning for a job, doing a job interview kind of energy. You know what I mean? Can I get a clarifier, please, Spirit? The moon is like something here about smoke and mirrors. You not seeing the clear picture when you first meet them. You know what I mean? Or someone not seeing the clear picture when you first meet them. So you still have stars in your eyes, and this person's kind of like looking at you as prey is kind of what I'm getting. So you're still innocent, you're still open, you're still carefree, or you will be when you meet this person, not saying you aren't now, but it's kind of like you're walking around with stars in your eyes for this person before you meet them and realize they're a hole, right? Or you're still like, oh my gosh, life is so beautiful, I can't wait to get this job. You're still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and this person seeing you as easy, tender prey. It's kind of like giving a lion and a lamb, where you're like, they want to bite into your tender flesh, so we stop. But it's kind of giving that. So immediately there's an attraction there. You're kind of oblivious to it, and that's what I'm getting. Again, the scene between Anna and Christian in 50 Shades of Grey. When they first meet, he's immediately attracted to her. He's asking her questions about herself, and she's kind of like, yeah, still like innocent. She still smells of college. She hasn't graduated yet. There's nothing too worldly about her. She's never met a CEO before. She's studying literature, English lit, and she ain't worried about no tycoon, but she's filling in for her best friend. That's the kismet of it all. If Kate didn't get sick in the book or the movie, whatever, she never would have met him. They never would have been together because Kate would have gave the interview instead and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, she went instead. He liked her. He was asking questions about her. Even though she made a fool of herself, he was still interested, asking her all these things. I can't, guys. And that's kind of like how the connection started, right? Where she was like, oh, the CEO, he's not checking for me. And he was checking for her. He was looking for her. And that's how their whole thing started, okay? So let's see what else happens after this. But I wish I would have brought my mic. Okay. What else happens the first time they meet? Judgment in reverse. Yeah, there's something here about you not realizing they're your person, and you not like the wool hasn't been pulled from your eyes. You know, when you first wake up and the crust is still in between your eyes, you haven't removed those yet. Your vision's still a little blurry. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting. So when you first meet them, there won't be an initial, oh, this is my person. That's kind of what I'm getting from this right here. Can we get anything else, please? When they first meet, how will they meet their person? Please, for how they meet their person. There's a lot of well, only 2 major arcana, but I feel like there's like a lot of kismet involved in this, like right place, right time kind of thing. It may be your friend gets sick and you have to go and give the interview in her stead, and you meet a billionaire and then he takes a liking to you, that kind of thing. But you're kind of like, nah. Yeah, we have 6 of Wands, something here about success, victory, knight in shining armor kind of energy, where you kind of idolize them, but not in a way of, oh my gosh, I want them so bad. It's not giving you meet your celebrity crush. It's giving you meet a famous person who has like a lot of clout, a lot of influence. You're kind of like in awe of them, instead of like, you're not salivating, but you're like, oh, you're so successful. It's kind of like if you were to meet a prince, and you don't have to particularly know that he's a prince or love him, but when someone tells you this is the prince, this is the big boss, this is the person filming the movie, this is the person that, you know, is, you know, in charge of everything, you're kind of like, oh, there's a little bit of an appreciation. There's like an acknowledgement of their success. This could also go the other way around as well. They could be meeting you and being like, oh, look at that person, you know? Because I do feel like the moon is more powerful than the King of Wands. So while the King of Wands does have power, the moon is also a very powerful major arcana card. And you're coming through with someone who's chasing their dreams. You could be their immediate type, and the same storyline keeps coming through. Excuse me. So if you know the movies at all, 50 Shades of Grey movies, Christian is only attracted to brunette girls with blue eyes that remind him of his mother. He has that kind of dark, depraved, hidden secret, you know? So he goes and finds women who remind him of his mother, and then he beat them silly to kind of get back at her for abandoning him when he was younger. Sick, I know. We already got into they got bad habits and they're a sick individual at the beginning of the reading. Okay, stick with me. Walk with me here. As soon as he meets Anna, he's immediately attracted to her, not because of her, but because she's another girl who reminds him of his mother. And that's how the situation starts. But it doesn't stay that way, if you get what I mean. Because I'm sure you've heard or seen the movies. They end up, like I said, married happily. But when they first meet, Christian is like, interested in only dominating her and telling her what to do and beating her up. Not beating her up, let me stop. But he's only interested in this sick BDSM relationship where he gets everything he wants and she gets nothing that she wants, right? And that's the kind of thing that I'm getting. He immediately sees her. There's an attraction there. It's a lion after the lamb. And you kind of want to eat her. She's tender. She's still bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. You know what I mean? Hasn't seen much of the world yet. Looking at you with stars in her eyes. And you're kind of like, I like this, you know? It's like a power dynamic going on here. A power play, right? But it's kind of giving you have more of the power in this instance. But you don't know it at the moment, right? When you first meet them, interesting. So how will you meet this person? It's giving, like I said, kismet, divine timing. I'm not getting a specific place or a time or like, I'm not getting like at school or at work. I mean, this is giving career, you meet them, but it's giving, and then we have a Hierophant, interesting, at church, maybe. I'm getting at like maybe the therapist's office. The Hierophant gives like public service, you know what I mean? So therapists, maybe you, that would be crazy. Are they your therapist? Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. That ain't cute. You know what I mean? But maybe it's that kind of dynamic. You meet them at the doctor's office. You meet them at a public service office, the lawyer's office. Like, I kind of get that vibe from the Hierophant here. It's also, so far, we have Cancer coming through with Judgment. We have, I think it's Scorpio, right? And then with the Hierophant, we have Taurus coming through. So those are very, you know, jumping out at me energies. The Six of Wands and the King of Wands gives me very big Leo energy as well. Not to mention there's, of course, the lions coming through in the cards in the back there. So how do you meet them? There's something here about them giving you a service or you giving them a service. You come and audition for their play. It's giving Broadway as well. And you not realizing that they're the person you're going to be auditioning for, interviewing, that kind of thing, you know? For others of you, what else am I getting? At nighttime, you may meet this person while you're on a walk and they immediately see you and like you and come, and I'm getting they're the aggressor. So they're the ones making their intentions known, like I said, chasing you. But with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I'm getting you kind of rebuff them. You're kind of like, nah, I'm good, love. I don't want to be with you, kind of thing. I'm not interested, that kind of thing. But eventually there's some kind of triumph here because you finally agree. And then we have the Hierophant coming out. So I don't know. There could be something here about a commitment coming through here. There could be something here about school. The Hierophant is school, church, like public spaces, a community space, that kind of thing. I just heard the movies. I don't know. The movies could be coming through as well. What else am I getting? Judgment card can also kind of represent like an awakening of sorts. So maybe you guys both meet at church. Maybe this person's trying to change their life and you meet them at church in some kind of way. You know what I mean? I'm getting that as well. Okay. Anything else? I'm getting on a boat ride at nighttime. I'm getting like a gondola in, which one is the place in Italy? Is it Venice, where you go through the water? It's mostly water. That's what I'm getting. Italy could be something big for some of you as well, especially because they're traveling right now. Maybe you go to Italy and meet them over there as well. And there is a specific bravado and machismo that certain Italian men have if you're looking for men, because your husband, right? If you're watching for men, there's such a certain bravado that they have that kind of like, it's giving a little bit cocky, giving a little bit confident, giving a little bit too charming, that kind of thing, okay? So immediately this person's going to be very attractive to you. They're going to be attracted to you, but you may be a little hesitant to kind of take it any further. Anything else coming through here? No, are there any cards I can use as a clarifier for where you meet this person? I don't think so. Yeah, for some of you, it's kind of like not a specific thing coming through. At the bottom of the deck, it's just giving like kismet. You meet like out and about living life. And the Judgment, the Moon, and the Hierophant are kind of like all working together to make sure you guys meet each other. At the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. Yeah, so there's something here about it being a surprise. And it's just going to be a random encounter when the stars align. You go home and take a different route home that day and take a different train. Or you usually catch the 6:15 train every day home from work, and this time something makes you miss it and you get the train earlier or later, and they happen to be taking the same train every day, and you kind of meet like that. So it's kind of like there's like narrow, you always missed each other kind of thing, but this time the spirit was like, now's the time, and they made you guys meet in that kind of way. Like I said, a friend gets sick, you take the interview for them, you know what I mean? There's like a roadblock and you have to take a different turn to get home from work. And it just so happens you have to stop, or you go to a new place or something like that. You meet in that kind of way. A detour, Spirit is kind of like blink, 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 go this way. You can't go this way. And then you go this way or something like, I'm hungry today. I usually cook every night, but I'm going to go out and get some food after work. And you go and do that. And then you meet this person that way, you know? That's what I'm getting here with the High Priestess, where it's like, you know, they're conspiring against you, Spirit, in some kind of way. There we go. Now, first impression. I think we kind of got that already, but let's get into it and see what else comes through. What will their first impression be of their person, please, Spirit? What will their first impression be? What will their first impression be of this husband figure? What will their first impression be? What card is this? The Seven of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Yeah, there's something here about you can tell that they're a little shady, I feel like. Or something that is not for you. We have Six of Cups in reverse. This could be a friend or childhood nemesis or best friend coming back into your life. We have the Queen of Wands. So you're going to find them very attractive, I feel. These cards full out as well. We have the Star that solidifies it. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah. There's something, okay, so I'm going to get real, not woo-woo, but real, like, I'm going to get real, like, whatever, I'm going to describe it. Okay, so, you know, I'll be reading a book sometimes, right? And you know how in the books, when the girl meets the guy, and it's kind of like, oh, not him, not today, not now, why did it have to be? Because maybe someone who, like, I don't want to sound too out there and too crazy, because these things don't happen every day, but I'm not getting your meetup is going to be something that happens every day, if you understand what I mean. You know what I mean? I'm also hearing, like, how whenever I hear every day or something like that, I get the Emperor from Mulan, where he's kind of like, you don't meet a girl like her every dynasty. How Shang and Mulan met was very unconventional. She joined, exactly, she took the place of her father in the war, and she was pretending to be a guy, fell for Shang. He kind of fell for her too. And then he was like, he realized that she was a girl. He sent her home, and then she came and saved them. And then at the end of it, the Emperor is kind of like, you don't meet a girl like her all the time. Why are you going to let her go? And then he goes and chases behind her, that kind of thing. But when they first meet, it's kind of like, damn, we can't even be together right now. You know what I mean? So I think you have met this person before, and it's kind of like, maybe you liked them or there was some interest there, but it was kind of like, how do I don't want to like this person. Now it's not the time, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Okay, first impression, Seven of Swords in reverse. There's something here about you wanting to like know more about them. I feel like there's a peak, there's an interest. Okay, Six of Cups in reverse. I'm getting there's like, you know what this is giving me? You meet a guy you used to know in high school. He was a nerd. He wasn't that attractive. He had to glow up. You meet him now, 10, 15 years later. Now he's more attractive, and you no longer feel those nerdy kind of feelings you felt towards him, if that makes any kind of sense. Like, now you're seeing him, it's kind of like, this is a new feeling. You know, yeah, what is that? Yo, why is that song coming through? That perfectly explains it. What is this feeling from Wicked? What is this feeling so sudden and new? I felt the moment I laid eyes on you. But basically the song's about how much Alphabet and Glinda hate each other. But don't they go on to be the best of friends? There's something about it. Yes, you guys are not going to like each other when you first meet your person. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. If you've seen other readings, I'm sure you've heard it before. You're not going to like each other. You're not going to be like, oh yeah, immediate attraction, immediate, that's my person kind of energy. There's a loathing, there's a hatred, there's a dislike at least. When you first meet them, it's kind of like, oh, I meet you, or your childhood bully. You know what I mean? And they used to bully you, and you made you feel some kind of way. And then you meet them all these years later, and they kind of change a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's not that far off, because in the beginning of the reading, you were getting an energy of bad habits, like a very not great person. You know, so it would make sense that they used to bully you when you were younger. And when you meet them, you don't feel those young feelings anymore with the Six of Cups in reverse, okay? Then we have the Queen of Wands. So your first impression is definitely to be like, turn on the charm. This could also be like, for some of you don't recognize them when you meet them. So it's kind of like you're trying to like put on the charm and fluff yourself up and look cute for them. But I'm getting they immediately remember you, okay? Then we have the Star energy coming through here. So it's definitely giving, I don't know, a wish on a star. For some of you, this could be someone you have known. I mean, I've been saying that already, but I mean like someone you could have been with before. It's kind of like giving unrequited love that's now requited, if that makes any kind of sense. Where you've been with them for so long and they weren't showing any interest in you, now all of a sudden they're interested, you know? I'm kind of getting that. Guys, this heater is driving me crazy. Oh, I can't. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, trying to ignore it. Hopefully you're hearing me, overage. Okay, or hopefully I could take the sound out. Annoying me, but it's not annoying you. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, I'm getting that not now, not right now, that this is not the right time kind of energy with the Wheel of Fortune coming out in reverse. I'm feeling called to put these upright for now. So let's see if we can. So Seven of Swords, there's something sneaky about them. The Six of Cups, there's like also like there could be something here about you guys competing for the same program as well. You guys are very competitive and they're being sneaky to kind of get the job over you, that kind of thing. And that's how it starts off as well. But the Six of Cups is someone you feel immediately comfortable with. So even though you may not like who they are, you may instantly feel comfortable with them, you know? Then we have the Queen of Wands, like we already went over that. We have the Star card, kind of already went over that. And Aquarius is kind of like a very unique individual. So someone you never really met before, someone who kind of like you're in awe of. Like I said before, when you first meet them, they're kind of like larger than life. They're this accomplished celebrity person, influencer kind of person. You're kind of like, ooh, I'm meeting you now, right? And then the Wheel of Fortune would make more sense with the first meeting, because now it seems fated that you, out of anybody, would be the one to kind of like meet them, you know? You, out of everybody, you just see them out and about. And it's kind of reminded me of how when I was going to work, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, I saw J-Lo at the place where I work for the dance company, like part-time. And I just saw her standing by the elevators. I'm like, is that Jennifer Lopez? And it really was her. I had to take a picture or nothing, because I'm not really a fan of her like that. But I was like, dang, that was my first celebrity I've ever seen. And I'm like, what? Right here where I work? And I've been working there for like it's a long time now. So I'm like, I've never seen a celebrity, and on this day I see one. That was kind of what I'm getting with the whole, when you meet this person, you've never met or crossed paths or anything. And I've been working at this place for months now, and it's kind of like, this is the first time I'm seeing a celebrity here, you know? But it's also New York City. It's not that uncommon, right? And it is like a space where a lot of Broadway people come to meet, where they practice for shows, musicals, whatever you want to call it. And we're all just in this one building in NYC. You know what I mean? So it wasn't uncommon for someone to meet, but this is the first time I saw a celebrity, that kind of thing. So that keeps coming through. So there's something here about star power. Like you're kind of like a little bit in awe, like, oh, I'm meeting this celebrity. Oh my gosh, this influencer. I've only ever seen them on my phone. Now I'm seeing them in real life, kind of thing, you know? Or it could be someone you've known from when you were younger that kind of got famous, and now you're seeing them again after they blew up, but they still remember you because y'all grew up together, kind of energy. It could be a little bit of that coming through as well, okay? I want to get their impression of you. So please, Spirit, can you tap into the energy of my group? Bro, don't piss me off. My group one, what does their person think of them? What is their first impression? Their person, their future spouse's first impression of them. Their future husband's first impression of them. You have the Queen of Swords. Ooh, you're very sharp. You're very no nonsense. You're very frank. You could be someone who's not really fazed by their celebrity status, especially if you grew up with them. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm like in awe of you because I'm seeing you in real life, but I'm not like fangirling or anything. Here we have the Seven of Cups. You seem a little like dazed, a little uninterested, a little in your head is kind of what I'm getting as well. Seven of Cups can represent all those things. Wishful thinking. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse, so you seem a little unfriendly when they first meet you, or not interested. It's kind of what I'm getting as well, which we kind of went over already. You're not going to be interested the first time you meet them. You can like admit that they're attractive, that they're successful, but you're kind of like, not my type, not interested. Okay, please, Spirit. What will their first impression be of them? What will their first impression be of them? We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, finally now it wants to go off. Ugh. I spoke too soon. I'm sorry. Stay off, fool. Okay. So we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. There could be something here about you being very quiet. Their first impression is you're very quiet, very like more perceptive. You're someone who kind of like likes to look more than talk. That kind of thing is coming through. But then with the Knight of Wands, it's kind of like giving, it's giving timid, shy, or just at least very quiet. Let's see what else is coming through. The Seven of Cups is someone who's lost in their head, so maybe you seem a little bit distracted. First impression, please. You're very intelligent, though. I think you match their wits because they came through as the King of Swords before, and you're coming through as the Queen of Swords. Here you have death. Interesting. An immediate change in the weather for this person. A change in the weather. We have Two of Cups in reverse. That's funny. Yeah, that's what I was getting. They may have interest first, but there's something here about them like overthinking it, you're not being interested. So they're kind of like, oh my gosh, this never happened to me before kind of thing. That's what I'm getting for sure. The Two of Cups in reverse is like, I see romantic potential here, but this person's not really looking for me. It's kind of giving me like when you guys were younger, they had a crush on you, but never told you because they were like nerdy, and now they're more successful, and now they like you, and they always liked you. And now they see a light at the end of the tunnel, but now you're not interested still. And it's kind of like, oh, here we go again. You make them feel insecure the first time they meet you. Or, again, if you guys are meeting for the who knows time in your life. First, second, millionth, who knows. It's kind of giving they feel a little bit insecure. Here we have the Nine of Wands, defensive as well. But not willing to give up. Like I said in that first how you guys meet, they're going to keep asking you out until you say yes. They're going to be very persistent. They're not going to give up after you say no the first time. And I do feel like you're going to say no. We have the Five of Wands. You kind of spark their competitive energy. So there could be something here about you guys you are competing for something with them or against them. Maybe you're famous and they're famous. Maybe you're an influencer, they're an influencer, and you guys are both competing for the same gig. And now you kind of bring out their competitive spirit, you know? Here we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there's something here about like you being very stingy with your time. And then the King of Wands coming out in reverse kind of reiterates that them feeling insecure vibe, you know? They kind of feel insecure and they kind of want to one-up you or show you something. Like, I'm hearing anything you can do, I can do better. That kind of energy is coming through. I can do anything better than you. So it's kind of like the boys against girls, old adage. Where it's like, boys can do this better than girls, and girls can do this better than boys, and, you know, you're in a competition to win something. I'm hearing student council could be something as well. You're both competing to be president. But then at the end of the day, someone will have to be only vice president, and you guys are not willing to admit defeat yet. You know what I mean? You guys are both vying for a role, you know, like I said, and you're both vying for like a prize, and you're both fighting for it. This person feels decidedly more competitive about this thing than you do. And especially if there's like beef between the two of you guys from like past lives or even like the past, you could have known each other already. That's coming through as well. Yeah. Okay. So let's finally get to this card. What is the relationship going to consist of? Here we have the Protectress, Strength, Boundaries, and Amulet. Yeah, boundaries. Your energy is valuable. So immediately when you meet this person, they see your value, but you don't really see theirs. And I don't blame you. Based on what they were coming through as, they see your value. You're very no nonsense. You don't put up with their mess. You don't see them as competition. You came to do something, get something done, and you're going to do it. And this person's kind of like, whoo, they're not swooning at me. They're not this. You're like, I can respect that you were successful, but so am I. I can respect that you're in the running for the same job as me, but you're not me. Like, Queen of Swords is very cutthroat. I'm not going to let you win. I'm not going to let you say whatever you want to me. Like, I'm a queen. Treat me as one or don't talk to me at all. And they're like kind of taking it back. Like, what? I've never experienced this before. Kind of energy. Okay, so I want to get a card or two. Your energy is valuable. Protect it well. That's something you're definitely going to do when you first meet this person. Trying to make sure everything is straight. Yes, we have Insecure. And then we have one more card. I'll take it. So we have Insecure. You treat me better than I've ever been treated, and I know that you can give me everything. I really do want that, but I am still struggling with my part, or with my fears. Wow, I'm adding words. It's crazy. I feel like I am not good enough for you. It's my own insecurity holding me back. And then here we have Strive. There is something here about competing for something. Because look at you, this studious person. They're kind of like, look at her trying to come take my job. Yeah, so we have I have grown up since our last encounter. I have been working on myself to be the better person whom I feel you can be proud of. Okay, yeah. So it's giving you guys met when you were younger and you were kind of like, yuck. Like, what's that new sound going around on social media? Where the yuck comes from her soul. She's like, yuck. I didn't do this high pitch as she did. Mine was a little too deep, but hers is like high pitch and on a high note, okay? And she was like tasting, what was she eating? Some mashed, no, she was eating beans and mac and cheese. And she was like, yuck. That's the sound that I'm getting. When you first met each other, you were kind of like, yuck, I'm not interested. I don't want you. I don't like you. Your ego's too big. You're too this. You're too that. And then I feel like after that, every time you meet, they're going to be like a little puppy growling at your feet, trying to win you over. And eventually they do, because this person ends up being your husband. If you don't resonate at all with this energy, I'm not forcing you to accept it. I'm not telling you this is your future husband. Based on your energy right now, this is the pile you chose. That's what's coming through. That's all I got to say. This person, you're going to make them strive to be worthy of you, okay? Because when they first meet you, it's giving insecure. When you first meet them, it's giving, okay, they're cute, but ew, yuck. And it's giving, I have to become better for this person because I want to be with them kind of energy. And I have to convince them that I'm good for them in some kind of way. And that's what is coming through for you guys. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We would love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always do so using my email in the description box below. But I do hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. Thank you for joining me in today's reading where we're continuing the series, Where the Heck is My Husband? Okay. In the last reading, we got a little bit into who they are and what they were up to. In this reading, we're going to get into your first impression, how you guys meet. Okay. So I thought it was cute to make this little series. Leave some recommendations for what the next part of this series should be. Where the heck is your husband? We're going to learn all things about them. You want to know how they grew up. You want to know how they're going to treat you. You want to know, are they dating someone right now? That kind of energy. Shoot it in the comments and I'll add that to the next reading. But this is going to be a series now. I thought it would be a cute one. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, thank you for joining me here today. I pulled this card. I'm trying to do thumbnail images. One of the commenters in a few videos back suggested I should do like thumbnail images of the cards. And I'm kind of like, but I like my cute little pictures. You know what I mean? Maybe I could do both. I could do both. Okay. And I'm like, let me try it out and see how it does. Okay. And if it don't work out for me, I'm going back to my pictures, right? Okay. But this card I pulled to, of course, help with the thumbnail image. But it's also going to be about the overall connection between you and your future husband, okay? So let's get into it. We're going to pull that at the end of the reading, honestly, because we want to get more into the energy of, I guess, this relationship as a whole. We got into a lot in group 1, so I'm trying to get into a lot in your group as well. So we're going to start off with, what is this person up to right now? What are they up to right now? To kind of see where they're at. You know, it's not going to be a long reading. We're just going to use this deck to get the tea, literally. Okay, so please, Spirit, can we get an energy check-in for their future husband right now? What are they doing? What are they up to? What are they doing? What are they up to? I'm hearing for some of you, this person could be in hermit mode. Like they're not really dating, going out, doing much. They're more so focused on, you know, developmental, personal development. You know, this person could be into that. We have impersonator. They want your life, copies your style, obsessed with being you. They could have an impersonator in their life. I'm not getting there. And then we have marrying for money. What are these cards saying? We have dodging bullets. That would make a lot of sense. We have broke ASS, hilarious. And then we have ego. Interesting. Can I get one more card, please? What's going on with your future spouse right now? An energy check-in. That's 2, but I guess I know I asked for one more. We have fake flexing. That is hilarious. And an offer. Genuine intentions. A door opening. Are you ready to receive? Interesting. Okay, so Let's see what is coming through with your person. This is a lot of energy. Marrying for money. Guys, your person is booked and busy or something. So I keep trying to film your reading and I keep getting cut off. And my phone is saying no storage when I went and actively deleted stuff. So don't piss me off. Your person booked, busy. There's a lot of baggage in their life, a lot of storage in their life right now. And it would make a lot of sense because we have impersonator. Once your life copies your style, obsessed with being you. This person is dealing with an impersonator in their life right now. Okay, or maybe they're feeling like they're impersonating someone else. You know what I mean? Maybe they feel like they're in what is it called? There's like is it impersonator syndrome? This person could be living their dream when they think that they're not actually living their dream, kind of thing. Because they don't think they deserve it or they're worthy of it, that kind of thing could be coming through. Marrying for money could be something that people are trying to get them to do or something that they are adamant on doing. Marrying for money, which is funny to me. And I hate how they have a specific religion or race or culture coming through for that specific part. Because, excuse me, relax. Okay, this person could be a performer. They could actually do impersonations as well. They could be like a comedian and they like make different voices, stuff like that. Because I'm seeing this guy who's supposed to be a Michael Jackson impersonator, which always cracks me up because why did you have to put that as this picture? But that's kind of what I'm getting. Someone who like mimics, who, how can I describe, does voices, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm getting here for that portion, okay? But someone wants their life, which is kind of sketchy, because what do you mean? Here we have broke ASS, so this person could be a little broke right now, you know. They're trying to get some money, which is why they're considering marrying for money. This is very funny. Here we have ego. We have hurt ego getting in the way of relationship, etc. This person could have a big ego. I got a big ego, such a huge ego, but he loved my big ego. In that song, they weren't really talking about egos now. They was talking about other stuff. So this person could have big other stuff, okay? But this person does have big things going on in their life, I feel like. So at least that's coming through. Here we have an offer. This person could be receiving an offer from someone soon, or I feel like they're looking for love right now. This person's very open to the prospect of love coming in, surprising them, falling in love, getting married, stuff like that. So that's great. They're in a place in their life where they're working on themselves, actively trying to become the better version of themselves. Yeah. Sorry, I feel like I'm hearing something. I always feel like I'm hearing something. This person can be a little paranoid or they hear stuff, okay, in whatever way, spiritually, just regularly. They have like very big nosy ears. They're always hearing things, okay. So genuine intentions, a door opening. Are you ready to receive? This person's ready to receive. There's something they're about to receive in their life. Maybe you guys will be meeting soon and that's the offer coming in, or the offer could be monetary because we have two cards talking about being broke, y'all. Fake flexing, acts rich, flosses money, acts fancy, shows off. This could just mean this person's as a flexer. But fake flexing is crazy to come through. Like, what do you mean fake flexing? They don't got it. I mean, it would make sense because they're marrying for money. Okay. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have screenshot. This probably isn't the best deck for what your person's doing. You know what? I want to pull some tarot cards really quickly. Don't mind me. Because these cards are kind of like, very crazy. We have the well. Yeah, they're creating right now. This is a creator, your person, your future spouse is a creator. And then we have the freaking artist. Can you imagine these two cards coming out back to back? These are unique to this deck, but I do feel like the artist is tied or intertwined with the well. The well is where you get the knowledge from. The artist is the one who's taking the water, the knowledge, the wisdom from the well and making it a real thing. So this person could be working on their money because they're a little broke right now. This person, if they're, I don't know, like this is where the heck is your husband? But if you're watching for a future spouse, this could be a woman who is marrying for money. This could be a person just in general who's marrying for money, right? So they would prefer their spouse to have more money than them or something like that is coming through for sure. But this is someone who is a weaver, okay? They weave the world they want. They're a manifestor. They're a dreamer, you know what I mean? And they have big and lofty dreams for their life. So right now they're in the middle of working on that. But like I said, at the same time, they're open to love or whatever may come their way. So they're not closed off because they're chasing success. They want it all, okay? I'm hearing I Want It All from High School Musical. Is it 3? Or 2, whichever one, but basically Sharpay is saying I want it all. You know, I don't want just one thing, I want everything, okay? So this person could be a little bit like, not selfish, but greedy. They want to experience all types of lives and all types of things, and that takes money. They want to travel, they want to be successful, and that takes money. You know what I mean? That takes effort. It takes being the best version of yourself, showing up every day for yourself, that kind of thing. So this person's determined to become rich, okay? That, I love that kind of, this person's kind of like giving maybe starving or broke artists, but they have big dreams. And I do believe they have the chutzpah to make those dreams a reality in their life, okay? Great for them. Okay, so that is enough about what they're doing right now. Impersonator is crazy because, excuse me. So now we're going to get into, what is the next portion we got into the last reading? I guess a little bit more about who they were, right? I'm gonna be forgetting. Yeah, just a little bit more information about what they're doing, what's going on in their life right now. Because why not? Brody. Why these cards acting up? Like, come on. Your group so far has been like a bunch of like starts and stops. I had to start this reading over 3 times. Third time to charm can be coming through for some of you. Like, the phone keeps cutting off, no storage, the cards are acting up. Like, what's going on? This person could deal with some bad juju, some bad luck, or this is like people really are casting evil eye or jealousy on this person with that impersonator card coming through. I do feel like this person's targeted by a lot of evil eye. People coveting what they have. People mad at them. People jealous. That kind of thing. Because the way everything, y'all see it. I'm not making it up, but the card's acting up. This one's falling here. I'm just trying to do the reading. The reading had to start and stop so many times, right? This person could be someone who's been through a lot. They had to start and stop 3 different things, 3 different times in their life. They went to school, stopped, but they kept going back is the thing. I kept starting. Your reading trying is the thing. They may have like had a bunch of false starts and relationships, jobs, careers, whatever, but they're like finally like, you know, doing something. They put with passion, you know, they don't give up. If things like don't go their way, they just keep going, which is a great thing. But geez, how much can a person take? I'm ready to scream. All these setbacks. Jeez. Okay. What more can you tell me about their future spouses? You know, general energy right now. What are they up to? What are they up to? Dodging bullets, child. Did that come through in y'all reading or was it another reading? Was it group 1? And I'm hearing ringing in my ears. This person could definitely be highly spiritual. They have a lot of eyes on them if they're in the spotlight in some kind of way. And everyone's just like watching them and like they get messages. They're very sensitive, that kind of thing. They can have like information overload sometimes. We have the Emperor, sexy. Yeah. Oh, this is 2 cards. And we have the King of Swords. Ooh, what an interesting pair. And then we have the 2 of Swords. So they're at a crossroads. I feel like right now in their life, they're making a decision. And that's what I'm getting because they had an offer come through, right? Yeah, they were given an offer. They're trying to figure out if they want to do this or do that. Maybe they were given a marriage offer for some of you. That would be interesting. And they're kind of like, am I going to marry for money or do I want to marry for love? They could have been like propositioned with I swear, I get crazier and crazier every time I do these readings. I read too many books, but it's kind of giving me, you know, the fake marriage or the marriage of convenience that goes on in books right now. It's a big trope where the big rich CEO guy comes and offers the struggling artist, struggling girl, you know, marriage of convenience where they're married and they have to be married for a year or whatever for him to get his inheritance, to have an heir, whatever, to get the whatever they want at the end of the day. And then the person has to decide, am I going to marry for money or am I going to marry for love, right? And then, of course, at the end of the book, because it's always happily ever after, they end up marrying for both, right? Because the guy has money, but they fall in love along the way kind of energy. You know what I mean? But that's kind of what I'm getting here. I don't know why, but this person could be making a decision about something big in their life, right? And they're deciding, okay, do I just want to give up on love right now and just marry for money? Or do I want to actually wait for something genuine and a genuine offer to come in? This person could just also be given many options right now in job, career, whatever. They can have many options in love, and they're trying to figure out, what do I want to do? Because we have two big masculine energies coming through here. So it's kind of like this person trying to decide between one person who gave them an offer and an emperor and a king of swords, which is not a bad problem to have in my opinion, but they're trying to figure out where they're going to go next, what's coming next in their life, okay? Can you, or Spirit, can you clarify the message, please, Spirit, for my group 2s, their future husband? What are they doing? What's they up to? We have 3 of Wands. Yeah, they're planning I heard an escape. They're planning a coup. Oh, no, not a coup. We have a Knight of Cups. Yeah, I don't think love is like their first priority, but like I said, if it comes in, they're going to be like, they're a genuine person that you can trust with your heart. So that's good for you guys to know. Ooh, I feel like this person's like trying to catch your breath. They're doing so much in their life right now. This person's like, they made the decision. Now they're kind of embarking on something they just decided. So they decided to start a new business. Now they're kind of like planning and making all the steps that are necessary to launch the business. They just got started a new job. Now they're kind of getting settled into the new job. You know what I mean? That kind of, they moved into a new place and now they're getting settled into the new place. That's the kind of energy I'm getting from this person. So they started something new in their life and they're very excited about it. The Emperor is someone who seems to be very much in control of their life, right? They can have like a lot of help. You know what I mean? As much as they have impersonators, the people who be hating on them, they have help and people who are rooting for them, you know? So it's kind of like the good with the bad kind of energy coming through here. Sorry. I'm trying to clean off my shirt. You know when you wear shirts and they kind of get those fuzzies on it? I'm trying to pick them off. That's what I'm doing. The King of Swords is also someone who's trying to see logically and use sense and not try to make fantastical decisions. So this person's trying to use what they've learned so far, the knowledge and wisdom they've accumulated over the years of being alive, to make a decision, you know? It could be like going off on their own, branching off on their own, that kind of thing. Do I want to continue working full time, or do I want to start doing content creation on the side? Like, do I want to start my own business or go into business with this person? Do I want to accept this offer or that offer? Do I want to go back to school? Do I want to do this? That kind of energy. So they're making a big change, a big shift. Okay. This Emperor always kills me because why are you looking up in the air like that? You think you're better than us, huh? This person could think that because we had ego coming through. This person has quite the ego on them. Okay, what was next after this? So in the first group I did, what are they up to with the Oracle, then with the Tarot, and then we got into how do you meet them? There we go, thank you. Okay, so how you meet your person. How will my group 2s meet their future husband? How will they meet them? Can we be as clear as possible? I know I have many people watching, but can we be as clear and accurate as possible, please, Spirit? How will my group 2s meet their future husband? How will they meet them? How will they meet their future husband? We have the 7 of Wands in reverse. How will they meet their future husband? I'm hearing out in the field, whatever that means. Out in the field, like out and about in life. Like it's not going to be at home. It's not going to be at work. It's going to be when you're out there doing something, I feel like. The 7 of Wands can always represent, or sometimes represent, most of the time represent, having very strong boundaries. And so like letting down your guard could definitely be an energy coming through here. I don't know how that would manifest into you meeting them, but maybe both of you being a little less guarded of your heart, that kind of thing. Like your person's open to love, now you have to be open to love, that kind of thing. Open up your heart, I'm hearing. Listen to your heart when it's crying for you. So listening to your heart can be a big thing. Here we have the Devil. How did it want to come out? The Devil. Ooh, I just heard a one night stand. Oh, please, yes. When you let your guard down, maybe you're someone who's boundaried up, or it's like, I don't sleep around, I don't do this, I don't do that. And the first person you'll kind of do that with is your future spouse. That's funny. Interesting. Okay. How do you meet them? The devil's also like attachments. It's things that hold us back, keep us down, our blind spots as well. So maybe the things you've always been doing in life and love, whatever, it's time for you to start doing the opposite. And that's how you meet your person. When you start being more open, when you walk up to people, when you meet new people, even when you do meet them, you kind of be open and vulnerable is the kind of thing coming through. And I'm not trying to put this all on you guys, but you're the one that I'm reading for. I can't very well whisper in your spouse's ear, open up. Like, when you open up more, that's when you're going to meet this person, or how you meet them. We have the Fool. Yeah. Yes, exactly. You embark on a new journey. It's giving hot girl era. Where you just out there dating, you just out there seeing whatever happens, instead of saying, I want to meet someone this way. And it's like lowering your expectations a little bit, you know? When you want everything to happen in a specific kind of way, it kind of, it takes the fun out of it, that part, but it also lowers your chances or lowers your prospects. So maybe you're too, or they are, not to put too much on you, too specific about what you want. You want someone who's 6'5", green eyes, curly hair, they're a soccer player, they're gonna make 15 figures a year, they live here and this address, and this kind of like, that's a little too specific, eh? Because how many 6'5", green eyes, curly hair, 15-figure men are out there in the world? Not many. So you're kind of lowering your chances of meeting someone when you kind of open up your like options a little bit, kind of lower your not lower your standards. That's OD. I can't co-sign that spirit. Please don't do that. When you open up and you're, I just can't do this. Like, I'm trying. You're not lowering your standards, okay? When you broaden your horizons a bit, when you add a little bit more that this person could be, like, do they have to be 6'5"? They could be from 5'11" to 6'5". That adds about how many thousand more men to the pot. They don't gotta make 10, 15 figures. They can make 10 figures. Not 5, that's OD, stop it. They can make like 7 figures instead of 15. Like, that kind of thing is what's coming through here. Like, when you lower the guard down, because by saying you only want a 6'5", green-eyed, floppy, curly mess that makes 15 figures, you're closing the pool of people you could meet. And there's so many good guys who will treat you well, who are your soulmate, that you're closing yourself off from by saying, I only want this specific kind of person. So when you open up the options that you're like, you open up the gates around your heart a little bit by saying, okay, maybe someone who's like 5'10" they're in the running. And then that's opening up your horizon to meet more people, right? So I'm kind of getting you put yourself out there, you put yourself back on the market, you're not shutting down people immediately. Because if your future spouse has an ego, how are you guys going to meet each other if you guys are kind of like, I need a person like this, you know? So when you lower, I can't say it. Not when you lower your standards, when you, I'm struggling. When you, I'm gonna leave it at that. I can't. When you open your options up, right? When you allow yourself more options in love, I feel like it's when you meet this person. Please, how will they meet their person? How will they meet? Here we have the Two of Wands. Travel can be indicated. Like, when you go out of your comfort zone, that's kind of what I'm getting. The Seven of Swords is like a perfectly built door, wall, bridge that you have stayed on the side of for like years now. And when you finally take away one wand and then take away another wand, it opens up your chances. Don't take away all of your wands, but take away one or two so somebody could slither on in. Not slither, that's rude. We don't want no snakes out here in the grass. So someone could stride on, mosey on in. Now they can't get in if you have all the freaking walls up. They gotta find a way to get in. You know, so when this is like giving me more like, not circumstantial, but it's giving me more like emotion, what you have to do and be in order to meet this person, right? Here we have the Nine of Wands. You have to be a little bit more resilient, not give up too easily, right? This is kind of giving me, don't bow out of a connection too soon. You're like, okay, they don't want kids right now, I'm leaving. And they didn't say they don't want them. They just said they don't know. They're not sure. You see, I feel like I don't like this advice spirit is telling me to give. I don't like it at all. I'm like, I don't like. Because what do you mean? We want what we want and that's it. And look, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. There's something here about the Nine of Pentacles being someone who's very choosy, very picky. Like, I make 15 figures, so they have to make 15 figures. You know what I mean? This is funny. Spirit, please don't piss me off. Because we're not giving this message right now, okay? How do you meet them? We have the Three of Swords. So after somebody goes through some kind of heartbreak, you see what I'm getting? This Nine of Pentacles is my single bachelorette card. So they're making money, they're going to work, they're coming home and lonely, they haven't met anyone. So when you're like in this sophisticated, independent, happy on your own kind of energy when you meet this person. You can meet this person at a single soiree is kind of what I'm getting. You can meet this person at a yacht club, on the golf course, like out in the field is kind of what I'm getting. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and I was asking, what does that even mean? And you know how when they say you're playing in the field, out in the dating world, when you're out there talking, meeting people, meeting frog after frog, you're crossing them off the list, moving to the next one, and you're not like taking any punches. You're kind of like ducking and weaving. You know, instead of taking things seriously, you're kind of like, okay, that didn't work, bye, next. You know what I mean? You're keeping your eye on the prize, kind of what I'm getting here. Okay, so we have the Ace of, these are too many cards first and foremost. Can I get one more plastic card? Because that's OD. How will you meet this person, please, Spirit? How will you meet them? Yes, somebody is no longer, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. When you put yourself back out there in the world, when you no longer isolate yourself. So going out, traveling, indulging with the Devil card here, doing things you don't normally do could definitely be a thing coming through. But the Two of Wands is most definitely giving me charting a course and following behind that, you know? Getting creative, setting a plan kind of energy. Making a decision could also be something coming through. Deciding to go on that trip spontaneously, right? You could have a trip in the works right now and you're like hesitating on doing it, and Spirit's like, click done, click buy, click yes, just do it. You know what I mean? Take a chance. Be more spontaneous is the energy I'm getting for you guys. Go to a single soiree, meet someone, go in with no expectations, talk to everyone, see what happens. Maybe you go place and you're kind of like, no, not my type. Nope, I don't want you. Nope. And it's like, just talk to everybody. Nobody's saying to jump into bed with them, right? But just have a conversation. You never know what could happen. That person that you're saying no about could be the person who introduces you to your person. And you're like saying, nope, I'm done. And they're kind of like, the Spirit's like, what do you want from me? Yeah. Like, I'm trying, but you're closing yourself off. You're saying no to everyone, but this person can introduce you to the person that you need to be with, right? You never know. That's what I'm getting. Who child? This took some time, but we got there, right? I think there was something else I want to pull from. Is there not? No. Like, I'm hearing get your head in the game from High School Musical. So when you get your head in the game, that's when you meet this person, when you actually start actively looking, deciding, doing things, taking action towards something. The Two of Wands is making a how can I say it? Not a passionate decision, but it's like you're standing your ground. Like I said, you're charting the course, right? Not divine, inspired. There we go. An inspired decision. We were kind of like, I've always been called to this specific place in the world. Let me go visit, right? I think a little bit for group one is coming through where they may have met their person in like Italy. And I do believe like Venice is the part of Italy where it's all just like water. And it's kind of like, I've always wanted to go there. Maybe I should go travel there. And you meet them there. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting here for you guys. Maybe after a period of getting your heart broken, because we have the Fool and then we have somebody. Because this is how you meet them. It doesn't have to be your circumstance. It can be their circumstance as well. They got out of a breakup. They're getting their hearts on the mend. That kind of thing. But yeah, that Devil card I'm getting, because when I saw it, I first got the image of, I remember I was watching a video with Demi and Tom. They're like a popular, cute little couple on TikTok. and people were asking them like how they met, like what was the first time they met, where did they meet, whatever. And then I think Demi was saying how they met and they like slept together on the first date, and people were in the comments talking about, Demi, what do you mean? No, 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 no. Like, she not married to the man with 2 kids already. Like, you didn't sleep with him. Oh my gosh, what kind of message are you showing people? Duh, 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 duh. Like, shut your show. And Demi, I think I remember her responding to one of the comments saying, like, shoot, she shrugged. She's like, well, it ended up well for me. Like, I'm not saying to go out and sleep with everybody, but there was a connection. We decided to go for it, and look where we are now, right? Better for it. So that can be energy coming through, like releasing your inhibitions. It's kind of the devil energy. Like doing things you wouldn't normally do, like releasing the devil in you kind of energy. You know what I mean? And it could be skipping around. It could be dating multiple people. It could be that kind of energy. Okay. That's what I'm getting for y'all. Very interesting. I'm getting like living life is kind of what I'm getting. Having more lavish experiences. You know what I mean? Indulging in things. Going to a vineyard. You know what I mean? Treating yourself. Yeah, you guys can be like my bougier groups where you're going to meet your person out there in the field where you're doing bougie things, they're doing bougie things. Yeah, just so happen to meet each other together doing bougie things. You know, I'm kind of getting that energy. But I'm getting very much like not at work, not in an enclosed space, not on the internet. It's like giving very much out there in the world doing something. You bump into each other on the side of the street, you know, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? You see them on the train, they think you're cute, you think you're cute, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm hearing airdrop. Someone could airdrop you. That's those things. But hey, it happens sometimes if your airdrop is on. Maybe turn on your airdrop. So a cute stranger on the train could airdrop you something, right? That's what I'm getting, okay? So we'll leave it at that. But the Fool is definitely like taking a leap of faith, doing something you've never done before, and coming out right after the Devil is definitely giving that vibe, you know? I'm getting a song from The Wiz coming through. Brand New Day. Everybody wake up and see the chance that we've been waiting for. Hello world. Na, 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 na. Thank you world. I whisper that we be free somehow, in harmony. Let's show the world that we got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Freedom, you see, has got the world living so joyfully. Just look around. We always knew that we'd be free somehow. Can you feel a brand new day? From The Wiz. And I believe that is after they unalive the Wicked Witch of the West, right? And everyone's like dancing around saying it's a brand new day, like we unalived her, we're free now, that kind of thing. I think that's the part of the play that the song comes in. And now I have like mixed feelings now. I've watched Wicked. I'm like, not too much on Alphabet. But you know what I mean? Not too much of my sis Alphabet. Leave her alone. Let her live. Thank you. But that's like the song they play after she's gone. Now they're kind of free, you know? That's what I'm getting. Okay. So now we're going to get into the first impression that you have of them and they have of you. So please, Spirit, let me move this notification. Notify me later. What can you tell me about their first impression of their future spouse? My group. To shuffle really quickly. Give me a second. What will my group twos think of their future spouse? You know what? I might have to. Please, Spirit, my group twos. What will their first impression be of their future spouse, please? We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know if it wanted to. I mean, we'll leave it and see what else comes out. Their first impression, not going to overthink it. That could be something coming through. Just go with the flow and don't overthink life. I'm hearing dancing through life. Na, 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 na. That song from Wicked. This person could be very charming the first time you meet them. Then we have the Magician. They're very charming, I feel like. there might be some, like I said, you guys are both like into like the finer things in life. So them coming through as the Queen of Pentacles makes sense. Them coming through as the Magician of the Knight of Cups makes sense. There's something very charming about them when you first meet them. But then here we have the Five of Swords, which is kind of like an energy of like feeling not defeated, but like this is like my banter back and forth arguing kind of card, saying mean things, snarky things, witty things back and forth. It really just depends the context of the cards, you know. Can I get a clarifier for the Five of Swords to see if it's like good banter or bad banter, because Five of Swords can be quite hurtful. And then we have the Five of Cups. Interesting. Came out with all these other cards, child. Can I get one card, please, a clarifier for the Five of Swords? Why is that here for their first impression? This person could say something to hurt you. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the King of Cups. Can I get a clarifier for the Magician, please, Spirit? Why is the Magician here? Yeah, the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups coming through. There's something here about them, like, touching you deeply. And however you want to take that, however you want to take that, they touch you very deeply. They can give you a nice compliment, right? This person makes you feel very feminine with the Queen of Pentacles coming through immediately. This person can open the door for you, hold it. You have the Fool coming through again. This person can open the door for you, hold the door for you, that kind of thing coming through. So to clarify the Five of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the King of Cups. So it's kind of like soothing a balm. Like maybe you're hurt. Maybe someone said something mean to you. This person comes to console you. I'm getting an energy of overstimulation, because in the Five of Swords, it's not usually, I mean, it is kind of a card of like feeling defeated, emotionally, like mentally depleted as well. But it's kind of like we have these people over there hanging out together, and this person's just in the cup, kind of like bored. It's giving me Four of Cups energy instead of the Five of Swords energy. So I don't know what that has to do with anything. But maybe you're kind of tired, you're reserved, because even here, oh no, it's actually five. I'm like, there's like only 4 swords here, and the other sword is over there. No, there's 5 swords here. But it's kind of like you're just sitting there not really knowing what to do next or something like that. This person can kind of seem a little lost or maybe sad. Maybe you just saw them go through a fight with someone, or you know what I mean? But your first impression is kind of like they're a little sad. They're a little melancholy. You know what I mean? And the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like a change in the weather. I was hoping that you and me might end up together. It's like wishing for rain as I stand in the desert. Interesting. Are you witnessing them going through a breakup or a fight with their spouse? That's interesting. For your first impression, I mean, your first impression doesn't have to be you guys immediately getting together, right? This could be them fighting with a friend, a lover, or whatever. You see them and you're kind of like, oh, they look so sad. You know what I mean? And that's your first impression then, because the Queen of Pentacles is that kind of maternal instinct where you kind of want to go and make them feel better. And that would make a lot of sense if they're a little sad. You're like, oh my God, this person looks so sad. I want to help them feel a little bit better. You know what I mean? So a healing energy is kind of coming through for you and this person. That's your first impression of, I want to heal them. I want to make them feel better. I want to put a smile on their face, right? Interesting. But yeah, we have the Fool coming through once again for how you'll meet and then your first impression of them. So it's like you stepping out of your comfort zone. Like, what is up with these cards? You stepping out of your comfort zone is like the catalyst for this, because this is your first impression of them, or maybe them stepping out of their comfort zone. Something here about stepping out of comfort zones, because the Fool card is most definitely that kind of energy. Maybe they're going to be doing some kind of like extreme sport, could be coming through as well. Because this person's literally like hopping off a cliff, and the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like something that's happening fast and quick. This person could get injured, they could fall, and that's why they look kind of sad, because the rest of their friends are like skiing and they can't ski anymore because they're hurt, you know? This person is going to be coming through quite chill, I feel like. A very chill individual, That's going to be your first impression of them. I think there is going to be like a change in the wind when you meet them. Your first impression of them. Like I said, there's something that makes you take notice to them. Like if the wind blows extra hard and like a piece of paper goes and flies over their face, and then they remove the piece of paper and you kind of see their face and you're kind of like, I feel like I know you somewhere, or something like that. It's like giving fate. You know, when you first meet them, fate is involved in some kind of way with the Wheel of Fortune, you know? A sudden change. A sudden, like, what's it called? You knock into someone, you know what I mean? That would kind of tie into in the field that was coming through. You meet them out there in the world, you're walking fast, they're walking fast, you guys kind of collide on the corner. And then, of course, if they got hurt and they fall back, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Da, 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 da. And boom. What was I saying? Yeah, something like that is coming through. And your first impression is kind of like, oh my gosh, I hit you, are you okay? That kind of energy. Yes. And it's like a full energy where it's kind of like taking a chance and talking to someone, or you taking a chance and going somewhere. It's like, I don't know. You taking a chance and going down the slope, and then you guys end up colliding on the slope, and they're hurt, you're hurt, you bumped heads a little bit, and then you gotta make sure and ask if they're okay. And then for the rest of the vacation, they're stuck inside because they got a concussion, you're stuck because you got a concussion, and you guys are just talking the whole time. And you guys ended up at the same spot to get hurt at the same time, to be placed in the same like vicinity as each other, to collide. And now all of a sudden they're out of service, you're out of service, your friends are still fine, y'all still, you know, they're still chilling on their vacation or wherever you guys may be. But then there's like a seclusion, there's like a bubble of you guys meeting for the first time and just spending time with each other, you know? And you're kind of like, you know what, I'm going to ask him, does he want to go out with me? I'm going to ask him, does he want to hang out? I'm going to ask him, does he want to do this? That kind of energy, you know what I mean? Or like I said, you meet this person out in the field somewhere. I don't know why I keep saying that. It keeps coming through. What does that even mean? Gosh. But like you meet them out somewhere. They ask you if you want to go back home with them. And you're kind of like, you know what? Yes. And then you go home with them and you don't have to do anything. Or you could. Who knows? It's up to you. But it's like you taking that chance and saying, you know what? Sure, I'll go with you. Like with Demi and Tom, it was the first date. It's fate. They were meant to be with each other. And yeah, let's go F. I'm sorry, I can't. But that's the vibe that I'm getting. Like being very carefree, being very giddy, being very excited for a new chapter. Because you feel the change in when you meet them. And it's kind of like, yup, this them. Okay, let's go home. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So your first impression is like very feminine. Her eyes are downcast. She's kind of blushing, not making eye contact. And then you go from that to this person being all cute and, you know, like suavemente kind of energy. Like, how is he supposed to be the king of cups, but he holding a wand over here? They got BD energy. You're kind of like, you know what? Let me just go over and ask him something real quick. Let me ask you something real quick. Like, do you come here often? Can I buy you a drink? That kind of energy, and that's something you would never have done before, but it's something you do in this instance. And it's kind of like, now you guys are together. You know what I mean? Or it could be the opposite. He doesn't really buy drinks for somebody, but then he buys drinks for you, and blah, 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 and the rest is history. You know? That's what this is kind of giving me, okay? Your first impression is like, yeah, just go ask. Just do the thing. Do the thing. And at the bottom, we have the moon. So it's like you won't understand the pull, the draw to them, but there's something like very fantasy-like about this first impression that you have of them. Where it's kind of like, oh, they're kind of dreamy. They're kind of cute. Look at the King of Cups. He's cute. Got a little mustache going, long hair going, very chill vibes. He's holding his drink, taking a drink out, drinking in the same bar. And you're kind of like, you know what? Let me be the Queen of Pentacles and go ask him if he wants to drink. Or if he wants to go out with me and get some food. Right? And yeah, because he's sitting there by himself, and the King of Cups coming out to clarify that is this person is sitting there lonely, and you come and like offer them something. Yeah, okay. This reading's getting a little too long. I don't know where the time went, guys, but hey, let's get into it. Now we're gonna get into their first impression of you. I'm very interested in this. Because we still have those two other readings that I tried to film that kind of didn't go right. And now it's long. It's going to be long. If you're still here with me, drop a lotus in the comments. Okay, so what is going to be the first impression if we spotted them? This was supposed to be a short reading, mind you. I don't know why I can never do a short reading. Spirit's like, nope. We have the 2 of Wands or 3 of Wands. This person has been looking at you the whole time and you ain't know. The person that's been scoping out the scenery and they clocked you long before you clocked them. Long before you clocked them. So they're kind of like, I don't know, like they saw you, they were interested, but they were maybe too shy. And they didn't want to say anything, kind of energy. You know what I mean? And then it was you walking over to them or you tripping over their chair or you doing something like that. Like kind of puts you in the vicinity with each other. And it's like slow motion and they catch you when you fall. And then you make eye contact and boom. Yeah, I keep getting that kind of energy. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wait! Guys! The Wheel of Fortune! Again, stop. Yeah, this is faded. I don't know what is gonna happen when you first meet each other, and then we have the Bumbaras King of Cups coming through again. Stop it. This person's gonna be playing damsel in distress. That is hilarious. Okay, their first impression of you, they ready to make a move, so they didn't make the first move. This person, Wheel of Fortune, they feel drawn to you. It's kind of like a niggle, a pull. Okay, we have King of Cups coming through here. You make them feel like, I'm hearing, man, I feel like a woman, which is very funny considering we're in their portion of the reading. But this person can want to make you feel like a woman, or they're just like, man, that's a beautiful woman here. We have the Page of Cups. Yeah, so I think they are smitten first. They're smitten first. I wanted to say besmirched. That is hilarious. We have the freaking 2 of Wands coming through. So they're plotting. Interesting. Their first impression could be maybe... okay, let me get the cards out. I feel like I keep flip-flopping. It's kind of like they want to say something and they don't. You want to say something, then you don't. And then it's kind of like a... will they, won't they? A push-pull kind of energy. But at the end of the day, somebody ends up saying something, child. Okay? Nothing. What is their first impression of my group? We have the Moon. Are these not the same? Are these not the same cards? This person's inspired by you. You have a lot of cups coming through here. This person's inspired. They're in awe, a little smitten with you. I'm hearing besmirched as well. Besotted. They're a besotted fool. How cute. Yeah, this person's down bad the first time they meet you. Look at how his hands are gripping the 2 sides of the thing. Like, you can't touch them. You can't ravish them. You can't draw them towards you. This person could have nice arms. This person could be very strong. And they just want to be manly and take you home with them. And they want to, like, manhandle you and all this kind of stuff. Be, like, aggressive, you know? Not like a negative, dirty way. But kind of like, I just want to kiss you, silly. And you're like, but we just match, you know? That kind of thing. This is funny. I can't with you guys and your person. Because please, have some decorum. Thank you. But it's definitely given that they're trying to hold themselves back from saying something, but they do, because we have the Wands coming through here. Then we have the Moon, which is you looking off into space, and they're looking at you. And these like cards that keep coming through for you guys, the Wheel of Fortune came through for you or your version of this reading. So did the King of Cups, and so did the Moon. Yep. Okay, so yeah, their first impression, you're someone who's very dreamy, right? They're like I said, besotted, besmirched, enchanted, all that kind of stuff. The first time they meet you, they're kind of like, I'll go wherever you go. You know how in the cartoons, when the cartoon characters smell something really good, they kind of like levitate and move towards the smell. That's kind of what I'm getting. There's like this undeniable pull and draw between the 2 of you guys that kind of pulls you together. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's up in the air, because if they don't ask, you're gonna ask. If you don't ask, they're gonna ask. Can I go out? Can I get your number? Are you okay? What happened? Did you bump your head? Do you want to go talk? Do you want to go eat something? That kind of thing. So like I said, you meet them out in the field. The first time you meet them, like you bump into each other or whatever, and they kind of, you guys ask each other out right there on the moment, you know? Love that. And the artist is like you kind of like being their muse in some kind of way, where it's kind of like they are compelled to do something they wouldn't normally do. They're compelled to like speak upon your beauty. They're compelled to you the way Romeo was compelled to Juliet without the sad happy ending. I mean, without the sad ending. There was not a sad happy ending in that book at all. Yeah, they saw you before you saw them. I think this is giving that vibe. Or you walk into the room in the bar and they saw you for the first time and they blush and they could imagine the future. And they could see the future ahead of you guys. That's kind of what I'm getting. And out there in the world kind of meeting, and it just leads to like just some kismet, some fate, something like that. And they kind of feel like a caveman when it comes to you. Like, I have to get this person right now. I have to draw them. I have to tell them what a privilege it is to gaze upon their beauty. Like, something like that is coming through. Like, very, like, Shakespearean experience. You know? Without the tragedy. Thank you. Okay, so let's get one more card, or like 2 cards from this Confessions of a Soulmate deck. And then we're going to pull the last card that came out. The last card that came out. Oh, this one over there. We're going to pull the last card that came out from the beginning of your reading. Okay, please, Spirit. What else? We have Message of Love. It says, I am thinking about you, my love, even though you think I am not. I miss you every day. At day and night. I'm curious to know what you have been doing. How did your day go by without me? Sometimes I wonder, do you even think of me? I am feeling the urge to reach out to you, my love, and I will, I promise. You could have met this person already for some of you. And they're just not at future spots right now. They're just at person I'm talking to. And they just want to talk to you all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder what you're doing out there in the world without me. How cute. Can I get one more card, please, Spirit? What is going on in this connection, or just something they may want to say? Appreciate you. What card is this? We have My World. Oh, stop it, my heart. My world. Everything revolves around you. I keep you in mind when I am making decisions, and I include you in all of my plans. Every action, every dream. I love doing life with you. You mean so much to me. Without you, I feel like nothing. Yeah, so it's very much giving drawn from the start, beside from the start, that kind of thing. And then the last card we have here is the past. Ooh. So yeah, some of you know this person already. You may have met them before, that kind of thing. It says releasing rebirth spring. Okay, so maybe it's not a rebirth. Hold on, that didn't make sense. Maybe it isn't like you know them from the past, but you could have met them, and it kind of felt like you woke up again, kind of energy. Spring is like when things are in bloom again. So I went so long without love. Now I'm meeting you, and all those feelings and gushy-ishy emotions are kind of awakening in me. And that's not something I'm used to. I feel like I'm being rebirthed, reawoken. Yeah, that kind of energy. So it says, and so I listened as my soul told me to let the past go, so that I may awaken to how much I have grown. Oh, that's beautiful. Let me stop. This is beautiful, guys. I'm serious. Without my tomfoolery included, I'm serious, okay? It's definitely giving, like I said, you became someone new, you cleansed, someone went through a heartbreak, you cleansed that, you got rid of it, left it in the past, and then you kind of went out into the world, be this new person, and of course the energy drew in who you were meant to be with your future spouse, your husband, you know what I mean? And you being authentic, you growing, rebirth, becoming a new person, the Fool coming out both. A lot of times in this reading, it's kind of like you embarked on a new journey, and now it's like, okay, I'm ready. Some of you may have met this person already, okay, or you're going to meet them really soon is what I'm getting as well. Because we're in winter right now. After winter is spring. So after winter, you can be meeting this person in the spring. I didn't really get a time frame for anyone else, but I'm getting one for you guys, okay? So that could be coming through. Or as soon as you release something, you can meet this person, okay? So your reading went way longer than I wanted it to or expected it to. I hope it resonated in some kind of way, okay? I hope it made sense as well. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe, pipe the video, all that kind of stuff. If you want to book a reading with me, you could always do so using my email in the description box below. But I do hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. Thank you for joining me here today. Welcome to my new series, Where the Heck is My Husband? Whatever the reading may be about that. Whatever the reading may be about at that time. So this reading is going to be about how will you meet the first impression, okay? So welcome to my Where the Heck is My Husband series. How will you meet them and your first impression of each other version, okay? I did this before. That was more so what are they up to? What's keeping them apart? Have you met them? This is how will you meet and your first impression of each other. So different reading, the same context, right? Okay, so this card here I pulled for the thumbnail image, but it is like your conjoining energy, the energy between you guys, the energy of your connection. And we're going to put that over there and get to it at the end of the reading. So group 2 took so long, guys. I'm just trying to get into your reading really quickly, but wrong deck. We're going to pull some cards from the What's the Tea Oracle to see what they're doing right now. What are they doing right now? Energy check-in. What's up with them right now? Okay. It's been quite interesting so far. So please, Spirit, what are my group 3's persons up to? Their husband. Where the heck are they? What are they doing? Okay. These have some very interesting cards. So I'm going to try my best to interpret the message in a way that doesn't seem like harsh and ridiculous. So here we have once you back. Ooh. Interesting. Didn't know your worth. Now they're desperate. Too little, too late. Oh. They could be dealing with someone who wants them back if you're like not trying to get with someone. We have a love triangle. Stop it. We have a love triangle. Third party involved. Torn between 2 or multiple lovers. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. This person could have someone who wants them back. They could only want you back. Lordy, lordy, lordy. We have cyberbully, online attacks, hiding behind screens, words can still wound. Is this giving past? Did they leave you for someone else? That's grimy. Or did you leave them for someone else? Okay. We have grudge holder as well. So someone who could be holding a grudge in this connection. Can I get 2 more cards, please? What is the energy check-in? What's going on in their life right now? This is like a very specific snapshot of what's going on right now. This person could be being cyberbullied or they're doing the cyberbullying. Take a resonance. Oh my gosh, why did I laugh at that? That's not funny at all. We have Queen Rising. I will take that. This is haunted. Maybe I should take this because it's coming as once you back. So we'll take that too. Okay. And at the bottom, we have talking-ish. Funny. Gossip behind your back, spreading lies, smiling in your face. That kind of ties into what is going on. So I'll keep it upright in the little corner over there. Okay. So what's going on right now? This person is dealing with someone who wants you back, or if you know this person, this future spouse already, you've been in a dealings with them before, they want you back, right? Right now in their life, they're in a love triangle. They're trying to figure out if they may want to move on with you, who may become their future spouse, or stay with a person that is not the future spouse. You know what I mean? They could be someone who's open to multiple connections. You know, that could be something coming through as well. But that's crazy. Cyberbullying, online attacks, hiding behind screens, words can still wound. So yeah, there's something here about them being targeted by multiple different people. That's interesting. What kind of life are they living? And then haunted coming out to would be clarifying that means this person could be being bullied by someone they used to know, right? Someone that seems to be haunting them that won't leave them alone, which is very rude and weird in my opinion. So it says flashbacks, trauma, side effects. This person could be dealing with cyberbullying. How can I describe that? I mean, yeah, they dealt with cyberbullying, but they're still dealing with the side effects that cyberbullying kind of like left them with. So they may not be being bullied right now, but they could have been cyberbullied when they were younger. Who knows? And they're like dealing with repercussions of that emotion, of that time in their life. You know what I mean? And then we have Queen Rising. So they're doing a good job, right? Glowing up loud. All eyes on her. Coming up spotlight. Oh, okay. And then we have grudge holder. This person could be quite popular right now with people, or with the ladies, and he's reliable with the ladies. There are so many to deflower. This person could be in a whole phase right now, because relax. What do you mean? Yeah, dating multiple people, doing things with multiple people, that kind of thing, which could lead to people talking about them behind their back, because that is just the logical response to people who are out here just dipping and doing it, you know? Let us get some tarot cards to clarify this message, please, Spirit. So this person could be holding a grudge against someone. Someone is holding a grudge against them, which would make sense why they're being cyberbullied. This is messy. I'll tell you, these cards are messy. I'm trying to make the best out of the cards. The tarot definitely helps. Okay, please, Spirit, can you clarify this message? What is their person up to right now? This is supposed to be quick, cute, and fun. We're going to move on in a second. Please, Spirit, what is their person up to now? Can you clarify these tarot cards? Not tarot cards. Can you clarify these oracle cards? What is their person up to? Okay. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they're getting there. They haven't fully stepped into their Queen of Wands energy, but I feel like they're like building confidence. They're building like a little bit of like a popularity as well, a following as well. Is definitely what I'm getting. Here we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this could be them struggling to move on from a past connection. It's kind of like the Eight of Cups is like wanting to move on, but you're still kind of like looking back. You haven't fully left or moved on yet. So this person's kind of like struggling to get over someone, you know? And like I said, that's why we have a love triangle here. They're like stepping into a new like timeline with you that could potentially lead to you guys getting married and being your future spouse, or they're like still stuck in the past a little bit as well. Okay. They're reliable with the lady. This person can be quite attractive as well. Here we have Strength in reverse. Are these? We have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, this person wants to fall in love, I feel like. And maybe that could sometimes lead to them going back to connections that didn't work in the past, because it's like this is like already built in. It's comfortable. I know them already. Instead of like wanting to keep searching for something new, is what's coming through as well. So this person like likes to stay in their comfort zone is what I'm getting as well. Strength in reverse. This person has gone through like a lot of like developmental kind of setbacks, where it's like it makes you a stronger person. It makes you able to deal with more things, more resilient, like emotionally and not physically. So they haven't been beaten down to have to heal, but it's like they have been beaten down mentally, which would make a lot of sense with cyberbullying. Cyberbullying doesn't have to be people online. It could just be they were bullied in life and they're trying to get over that right now, you know? But the strength card is not so much physical strength as it is inner strength. So this person trying to become a stronger person on the inside, right? And then we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So they could be going through a divorce right now, or they are breaking up a long-term connection. Okay, so yeah. That's what's coming through. And yeah, someone in their life wants them back, but they're kind of like, no, I'm moving on. So I do believe this person has options, right? Ugh, please. They're not hot stuff. Yeah. I was about to say, don't do that. My phone's about to die. I've been here too long, guys. I have to kind of hurry along your reading. What I should have been doing for every other freaking group. This person could be rushing. Or they are the kind of person who wants to like rush along a relationship. They want to get married like right now. Okay, so what did I start pulling from next? This. We're going to get into how you guys meet. Ew, this person's so annoying. I just keep hearing that Hamilton part. And he's reliable with the ladies. Like, don't piss me off. Okay. Very much giving playing the field, just got out of a serious relationship kind of energy. You want to see what's out there vibe, but still wants to fall in love, loves being in a connection, loves being in a relationship kind of energy, okay? So now we're moving on to how we meet this person. Please, Spirit, how they meet their future spouse. We have the King of Wands. Love that. Okay, so they make the first move, I feel like. The masculine energy, which is the husband, I would assume, okay? Not that assuming is always a great thing, but you know. Oh boy. How they meet their person, please. We have the Three of Cups. Okay, out socializing. Out dancing, socializing, drinking, that kind of thing. Hanging out with friends is what I'm getting. Social events, okay? Interesting. I'm hearing some of you may meet at like a single soiree, yeah, where you guys are both exploring what's out there in the world because you're tired. Like, you're strong, but sometimes it gets to a point where you've been looking for too long and it's kind of like, where the bumba is my person? Like, I'm not playing anymore. Bring them right now. And you guys are both from that very aggressive, especially this person. Like I said, they're looking for love and they want it now. Okay? And they said, nah, it's been too long now. It's giving me that energy. Like when I was still like high school or something, there was like this video that was going around where people were like cosplaying how they would act if they were to ever meet their future man. And it's kind of like cussing them out, beating them up, saying, where were you? What was taking you so long? Kind of energy. It's get out here. Kind of energy is what I'm getting. This person's kind of like I'm sick of this dating around. I'm sick of the sleeping around. I'm sick of all of this. Like they're getting a lot of it. They're attracting it, but they're kind of like, do I want it anymore? You know? So how you meet this person? They definitely make the first move here. You're hanging out with your friends looking cute. This card is giving me the muses, okay? From freaking Hercules. Hercules. Yeah. They're giving me the muses. You're dancing, drinking, swaying hips and all that kind of stuff. You know, the montage of the girls dancing with their friends in the club, yep. Or by the bar, or whatever you want to call it. You're dancing, having a good time. Eyes closed, though, because all their eyes is closed. And he's just sitting there like, yeah. Like, just focus on you and your friend group. Maybe not so much you, but focusing on the swaying of the hips and the dancing. Because, you know, he's giving player. Because the King of Wands is that kind of energy. He's sitting there watching, stalking, on the hunt. And it just so happens that you're the one who catches his eye out of the three friends that he's watching. Or the group of girls he's watching, whatever you want to call it. And then he's kind of like pouncing. You know what I mean? Or in a room full of people, you're the one he's watching. You know? I'm hearing that Dusty Drake line. If you had a twin, I would still choose you. Like, okay, Drake, shut up. Okay? He's a great example of this energy. Just like a hoe. You know? Anywho. I am screaming. As soon as I said that, I heard the song by Mariah the Scientist. And she's like, once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. And I'm admitting it. I won't take it back. Because I did the ish. I was a hoe. So this person's like, okay, yes. I was, but that was once upon a time, not now, okay? Whatever. Spare me. Okay. Three of Wands is scoping out the terrain, you know, seeing who you're going to make a move on. So it's definitely giving they're watching and on the hunt for something one day you guys first meet each other, okay? And then we have the Nine of Wands, because this person's like I said, they're sick of being single. They're sick of the humdrum. They're sick of, like, hookups, whatever. And I guess something about you screams, not into hiccups. Hiccups? What? Hookups. Maybe you are into hookups. You're talking about, no, I'm not into hiccups. Let me stop. I can't. Okay. We need some clarifiers, though. Let's keep going. Can I get some more cards, please, Spirit? Can we clarify these cards? Can I get a clarify for the King of Wands? How will they meet their person, please? It's giving out partying or at social gatherings, you know? It could be a wedding, it could be a celebration, it could be a graduation, it could be Thanksgiving, like someone brings a friend and the whole time you're surrounded by family and this guy who your cousin, brother, sister brought is just looking at you. You know? I'm getting, you guys could get like, what is it? Matched? You know, where your family is conspiring to match you guys up. So they invite this person to the cookout and they're just there watching you dance with your cousins and sisters and whatever the whole time. That's something that's coming through as well. Or they're watching you dance at the wedding and they're just sitting at the table like dead set on you. It's giving that kind of energy, okay? Here we have the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. Yeah, this is the hemming and hawing up and down, trying to figure out if they should say something. If they should keep it light and cute and keep the party going, or if they should like say, hey, I want this to be something we could, you know, I want to get to know you. You know what I mean? Hey, shawty, what your name is? Interesting. That's a part of a song. Shawty, what your name is? These hustlers keep on talking. They like the way I walk in. What song is that? He's saying that you want me, so press record and let you feel on your video phone. Make a cameo. Video phone by Beyonce's coming through. This person's going to be recording you on their phone for later. Oh my gosh. What do you mean? So yeah, you out swaying them hips, twerking that booty, all that. And they just sit there like, I wish I could pull my camera out. They might just. And start filming you. Oh my. They want to make a movie. Call the police. Because, I know you're lying. Okay, so I'm going to clarify for this Three of Cups, please, Spirit. How do they meet their person? How do they meet their person? The Ten of Pentacles. Look at this. Yeah, family is involved for some of you. Family, a family gathering where they invite this person and they're kind of like, look, because this King of Wands, I just want to punch him in the face because he looks so smug. Like, who are you looking at like that? Don't piss me off. That's how he's looking to me, like, yeah, that's all me right there. That's mine. You know what I mean? Just slimy kind of energy. Like, yeah, I'm about to snatch that up or something like that. I'm like, okay, relax. And that's what the Ten of Pentacles is giving me, like family gathering, family outing. Ten of Pentacles can represent marriage as well. So a wedding, like I said. Whew, that's cute. I keep hearing social media, dating apps could be for others of you. Because not everybody will meet their person at a wedding or at a family function. Dating apps could be coming through as well. This person, like, you know, is looking for hookups, but instead they find you. Here we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this person's like coming off of a breakup or something, I feel like, when you guys meet. And there's like a little layer of sadness because the Nine of Wands is a very perfect energy for like, I can't keep going anymore. Then we have the Five of Cups. I've just been through so much emotionally, whatever. And then we have you popping up right as you're going through that, like, you know. And then here we have the Well coming out to clarify the Three of Wands. Ooh, a well of inspiration. A well of like emotions, like washing up when they see you or when they're with you or when they meet you. A well of emotions rising to the surface. They're kind of like, oh, okay, this is interesting. It could be like, you know, 18 plus emotions. It could be, you know, gooey, ooey emotions. It could be interest. It could be anything, I feel like. But I do believe you're going to be like the focus of their attention or the center of their attention. Jeez Louise, that scared me. Please behave. This person could kind of sneak up on you and scare you. You're not really expecting them, and here they are. Okay, so that's how you might meet this person. So online, at a wedding, at a family gathering, stuff like that. Dancing with your girls out on the town kind of energy. I am getting the energy of like dancing, music, sexy, you know, hip swaying, stuff like that. Person may walk up behind you, hold your hips and like, you know, grind up on your back. It's giving like a, how can I describe it? I'm hearing fete, you know, for my Caribbean people, when you dancing and grinding up on somebody's son, and you know, it's a very physical dance, okay? You will feel some stuff when it comes to fete and basement parties and Caribbean get-togethers, okay? So now we're moving on to your first impression of them, right? Yeah, your first impression of them. Please, Spirit, my group 3's first impression of their future spouse. Now I'm wondering why group 2 took so long. I was just yabbering, huh? That's wild. How their first impression. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. You're unsure how to feel about them. That would make a lot of sense. They just come dancing up on you. You're kind of like, excuse me. You're a little unsure how to feel about this person when you first meet them. And it could be because it's a setup. That's what I was trying to say. Like your friends and family trying to set y'all up. Here you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. That's funny. Like, why are the same cards coming out? Your first impression of them, you could think they're a little bit of someone, a commitment phobe. Because the Ten of Pentacles is like someone who wants that every day coming home to a wife, kids, whatever, mentality. And this is like they're the opposite of that. So you could think they're a little bit of like a playboy. They're unserious. They don't want what you want, you know? Or I don't even know what you may want, right? I can't read for all y'all, but you're kind of like, they're not the commitment type. Boom, leave it at that. Okay. And then we have Temperance. So yeah, your person's like a little bit wild. You think they're a little off kilter. You think they're a little bit crazy. And now when I said that, I started hearing crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. That song, Crazy, by Patsy Cline. He's like, yeah, I'm crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so blue. What is that song really about? Crazy. Thinking that your heart would want me. And then something about somebody new. Oh. Why do I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world did I do? Yeah, there's something here about them being like not stuck in the past, but they're like, yeah, I'm crazy if you think that I want to move on and find someone who actually wants me. I'm crazy for crying and crazy for lying and crazy for loving you. How interesting, how cute. That song, it's kind of giving me a different perspective now. Maybe this person comes to your family event after you guys broke up and you're kind of like, why are you here, Dave? Why are you here, Davis? Like, we're not together anymore. They're kind of like, well, your family is still my family, right? I could come to the cookout, and that's why they're so like focused on you, because they came for you, and they're still invited to the family functions because y'all was together for a long time. And then when they come and start dancing up on you, you're kind of like, leave me alone. You're crazy. Like, if you think I'm gonna take you back, and it's like, yeah, crazy for trying. And crazy for lying and crazy for loving you. That is funny. That's a different perspective for someone that it may resonate for, but I'm like, ooh, what is Miss Patsy talking about in that song now? They're like, yeah, I'm crazy for loving you, right? Yeah, that kind of thing. That's funny. Please stop. I wish somebody would show up to the function trying to do all that. Okay, we have the strength card. What you think of them. Yeah, there is like a little bit of like, this person's crazy for like showing up here. I'm gonna get my cousins to jump them. Like, they know that I'll do that. They're like, you know, yo, y'all are crazy, please. You're calling them crazy. Group 3, you're crazy. Stop. Like, they're bold showing up here and I can get my cousin to jump them. I won't. Maybe you will. Who knows? But I'm getting that kind of energy. You like the chutzpah. You like the ego. You like the balls of it. There's a very ballsy thing to do. Oh, this is funny. Okay, y'all. I can already tell y'all are a mess. You and your future spouse, whoever this person may be, whether you're meeting them for the first time at a family function, they're coming and dancing up on you at the club or whatever. It's kind of like you're ballsy, you know? There's also an energy here of you knowing you have the upper hand is kind of what I'm getting. You knowing that they're very attracted to you, so you have all the power in that moment when you first meet them. Okay, period. Can we clarify the Two of Swords in reverse, please, Spirit, for their first impression of their future husband? I mean, it goes well because you end up married. I mean, you know. Interesting. You have the Sun. Oh, how beautiful. You're indecisive but happy. Okay, it doesn't matter. You're glad this person's dancing up on you because look at how she's looking behind her and this guy just pulling up on her and she's looking behind her like, who is? And then you see who it is. Oh, he cute. Let's keep dancing. Like, you know, that kind of thing. This is funny. This is cute. I like this. Okay. What else is coming through, please, Spirit? Can we clarify the Ten of Pentacles in reverse for their first impression of their person? Please, Spirit, their first impression. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. And then we have Justice in reverse. Interesting. To clarify, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this person makes you feel like a woman. They make you feel womanly. They make you feel like secure and safe. I feel like it could be because they're quite strong or because like even though they dance up on you all crazy, like you're not mad. You love the boldness behind the action. Because if you're someone who wants to be pursued, yes, come pursue me. Come touch my thigh. Come buy me a drink. Come offer to buy me a drink. Come, like, you know, pursue me is the energy coming through. And they're going to pursue because they're the King of Wands and they're very focused on getting you. Whether it's like for the long run or just for a one night thing or whatever. They're very determined. It's like, yeah. This could be like a date. Would that be the first impression? You know what? I could do a reading on your first date with your future husband. That would be the next video. Where the heck is your husband? Your first date. Don't steal my idea, somebody out there. I fight. Okay. Anyway. Justice in reverse. It's kind of like your world kind of like goes on this axis and it's kind of like interesting. I kind of wasn't expecting this. There's something here about like a little bit of confusion or you're not really that sure. I'm hearing this is out of the ordinary. You're taking me out of the ordinary. That song was coming through as well. Ordinary by, is this Alex Warren or something like that? I don't remember. That's coming through. Like, it's kind of like your wits are not about you, if that makes sense. You're not thinking clearly is what you're thinking, but you're kind of like following your body. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's in her body, and this man is touching up on it. You're kind of like, you know what? I can get behind this, right? Okay. Let's keep going. It doesn't have to lead to anything, but it's kind of like you feel like very feminine around this person. Here we have Temperance in reverse. That was fast. We have the Death in reverse. Yeah, for some of you, you're going back to someone. For others of you, death is like the end of something, right? So it's like you don't want things to end with the reverse, with it coming out in reverse. This person's like, you're like, are you good? Miley, what's good? Like, are you good, bro? Like, you're chill. Like, why you all bummed like that? But you're not mad. You're kind of liking it, you know? So instead of telling them to get off, you stop touching you. You're kind of like, okay, I'm into this. A little bit. This is funny. Okay, can I get one more card? Can we clarify the Strength card, please, Spirit? Why is the Strength card here? These are way too many. I know y'all got me bleeped up. Don't do that. Can we clarify the Strength card, please, Spirit? The Strength card for their first impression of their person. Ooh. We have the Hermit. Yeah, interesting. That's an interesting card to clarify the Strength card. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, stay straight. So, with the Strength card, and it's clarified by the Hermit and the Page of Pentacles for your first impression, this person is not giving reserved at all. So why is the Hermit card here? The Hermit is giving me maybe more of an energy of someone who knows themselves. The Hermit, let me move it over. You can't even see all the cards. Chill, sorry. The Hermit is like giving me an energy of someone who's done so much inner work. They really know who they are, you know? They're very sure of who they are as a person. That's what the Hermit card is giving me in this instance. Because based on what their person was giving, King of Wands, they're not giving me like a hermit person. This person could be very smart, very intelligent, very introspective. Maybe you could think that about them. But I'm like, it just depends how you meet them, I guess. Your first impression is kind of like this person's very introspective, maybe very reserved emotionally, you know? They're bold, like, when it comes to physical actions, but when it comes to, like, emotions, kind of like, you know, it takes some time to get past the exterior of who this person is. But they give you little, okay, relax. But they give you stuff to, like, start with. You know what I mean? They give you little, like, I don't want to say crumbs. Like, they give you, like, a little by little. They want to take their time. So, yeah, there's someone, like, not shy, but, like, a little reserved. They don't really be telling you all their business like that. It may take some time to get to know them. Interesting. This person could be normally shy, but they were quite bold when it came to trying to pursue you. This could be someone who's very thoughtful as well. Virgo and Page of Pentacles kind of give me the way they're looking down at the coin. It's like, what do I do with this now? Someone who's very thoughtful, very soft, knows what to do with something. Knows what to do with all that junk in the trunk. Let me stop. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Someone who's good at what they do. So whatever this person ends up doing on the first time you meet them, they're good at what they do. You can meet them at their job. This could be a bartender energy is what I'm getting as well. You're at their bar and they're like just watching you. I only have 10% left, so I'm trying to rush and finish. Okay, please, Spirit, what will be their future spouses? Ooh, the Magician. Sexy. First impression of them. Then we have the King of Pentacles. Wait, why do we have... Ooh, y'all is giving Divine Counterpart. Yeah. Because for your first impression, you came out as the Queen of Pentacles. And for their first impression, they're coming out as the King of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Star. We have the High Priestess. I'm telling you, besotted. These are dang near all Major Arcana. I'm so sorry. I got so excited. Yeah, their first impression of you, you're all they can see. Now, this is my confirmation for the card that came out in the beginning, the Three of Cups. I'm like, they're just looking at everybody. No, they're just looking at you, my dear. Yeah. You're all they can see. There's a mystery about you. I feel like there's a mystery about them as well. But I feel like for you, it's more like they need to know. For you, you want to know. Oh, okay, period. Look at y'all. Y'all better finesse. Okay. See, I knew it wasn't looking straight. Don't piss me off. Can I get a clarifier for the King of Pentacles rising here? You make them feel like a man. Like the way they made you feel like a woman when they was holding your waist. Like you accepting their wine. You accepting their offer, their advance. It's going to make them feel very like, oh yeah, this is like, I got it in the bag kind of energy. You know what I mean? Can I get a clarifier for the King of Pentacles, please? First impression, Temperance. They were coming through as unstable. You're coming through as stable. Y'all are giving like yin and yang energy. The first impression of you, you're coming through as someone who's quite mindful, someone who's very confident, someone who's very grounded, stable. You are sure in who you are as well. And then we have the Hierophant coming out as well for their first impression of you. So it's definitely giving someone who's like sage, zen, chill. Like you may not even be dancing the first time you meet them. I was just getting that vibe for how you guys meet. You don't have to be dancing, but the way you're there, she looks like she's kind of dancing. She do. In this card here, looks like she's like moving her hips, you know? It's like, yeah, maybe. But we'll stick that example in this instance. You know, you're dancing. It's kind of like this person looks like so serene, so sure. It's like you look grown. You look sexy. Sophisticated. It's like not like a girl, you know, they're not sexualizing you. They're respecting you while they're sexualizing you. I don't know how to make that make sense. I don't know how to make that make sense, but make it make sense in your brain, okay? It's like you're so feminine that, but also so like mature and grown. Interesting. Maybe when they first see you, based on this King of Pentacles vibe, they walk up to you, you seem like real chill, real cool. Temperance is that energy as well. I do feel like I'm also getting an energy of you're really good at controlling your emotions. So maybe you don't know how to, you're not showing how you feel about them on your face. So it's hard, you're hard to read. That's what I can kind of get with these two cards coming out together. You're hard to read. They're hard for them to read, okay? Can I get a clarifier for the Magician? The Magician's kind of like giving someone who like kind of has it all. I feel like you're someone who can get them to fold with like the snap of your fingers. You know what I mean? We have the Knight of Pentacles. You're giving an energy of someone who's quite loyal, someone who's patient. A lot of earth energy for you guys. Wow. Interesting. First impression, very stable. You have a good head on your shoulders. I believe this doesn't even have to be an interaction. It could be a conversation you're having. You're like, you're very smart. You're very independent. You could have like a really good job, a really good business. That's kind of what I'm getting here as well, especially if you have a conversation with them the first time you meet them. Their first impression of you is someone who's smart, someone who's great at manifesting, someone who's quite successful, someone who's quite good at, how can I describe it? Because the Temperance card is giving me someone who's like this and that, here and there. You can like have a really smart, intelligent conversation. You can wind up your waist like nobody's business, right? I'm hearing Cocoa Tea by Kes. I see Cocoa Tea, she's the sugar, and together we are complete. Period. Heard that, felt that. Some of y'all Caribbean for real. Love that for you. I'm seeing 33:33 as well on the time. 33 minutes already, boy. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. And then we have this card here, the Four of Wands. Absolutely. I feel like when they first meet you, you're already giving like marriage material. Because if you're having a conversation with them and you're dancing and then you stop dancing and then you go and start talking and having a conversation, it's kind of like you have a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD. You're going to school for this, going to school for that. And they're kind of like, okay, when I first met you, I was like, you know, it was just attraction. Now I'm kind of like, I'm attracted to your mind. I want to know more. Tell me more about you. You know, there's secrets in your eyes is what I'm hearing as well. Ooh. This person is very, like, their interest is very piqued by you. The Wheel of Fortune coming out to clarify the Star card is very powerful, okay? You can have a nice chest on you the first time they meet you. They're thinking about that as well. This person's thinking about working their magic on you. I feel like this person's very confident in their powers of seduction, and they're trying to seduce you hardcore. They're giving it their all, guys, okay? Wheel of Fortune is a fate, change in the weather, change in the wind, a positive outcome, good luck kind of energy. So it's like you guys were meant to meet. It's like you were made for them is what I'm hearing as well. Okay. And then we have the Four of Wands clarifying the High Priestess. And like I said, you were made for them. All these cards are kind of saying the same thing. And this wedding card coming through here is kind of like, oh, this person I meet at a wedding is meant to be. I meet them. Maybe you are the one who's brought to their family function. I met them at my family's function is meant to be. They were brought right to me. You know what I mean? That kind of energy is coming through here for their first impression. Either way, if you don't meet at a family function, it's still giving this person was brought right to my doorstep. They were brought right into my place of business. They were brought right into my favorite spot that I come to all the time. They were meant to meet me. It's kind of giving that kind of energy, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. Ooh, yeah. So fast movement is coming through for you guys. Like I said, this person wants love. They could move very fast. And that's coming through once again. Okay. That is the first impression, their first impression of you. It's giving very like, I feel like I said it already, very sophisticated energy coming through from you. That's my confirmation, but I know my phone's about to die, so I think that's why it happened. We only have a few more cards. Can we get a few more cards, please, Spirit? Can we quickly get some cards for the reading cuts off? Can we quickly get some cards for the reading cuts off? What do we else do we need to know about this encounter, this how they met, when they first meet, please? Can we get some messages from their person just in general? That was the question. Appreciate you. Here we have, our love is real, beautiful. It says, trust in us and in the guidance of the higher realm. Wheel of Fortune, have faith that it is safe to love me as much as I love you. Our union, let's give love at first sight. Love at first sight is coming through. Okay, our union, in all caps, is protected by angels and we are destined to be together. Our love is true, divine, and unconditional. Okay, and then here we have best self. You bring out their best self. I'm hearing best part by you guys. I'm hearing best part for you guys. Best part by I want you to see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Best part by her, and I think it's Daniel Caesar. Don't quote me on that. Okay, best self. I am working really hard to level up for you and meet you as your equal, your mirror. Yes. Yeah, because you guys have been mirroring the whole time. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, sorry. I know we will always grow together, but I want you to be proud of who I am today. So this person's still growing. I feel like they kind of idolize you in some kind of way because when they hear about what you're doing and who you are and you've been following your calling and the high priestess, you're this divine, you know, and I'm hearing you're this divine, not ancestral being, but not extraterrestrial. You're this divine, something ancestral being. You know what I mean? Celestial. There we go. Thank you. I'm trying to rush and things are not coming through. Spirit, I appreciate you. You're this divine celestial being. You know all these things. You're very intuitive, you know. That kind of, the more they get to know about you, the more you can love astrology, you love science, you love all that kind of stuff. You're very smart. You're very knowledgeable in all kinds of things, right? And they're kind of like, okay, this person's way better than me. I have to kind of love, okay? Let's get this last card before we cut off. Okay, we have emotions. Yes, when you first meet this person, the emotions are going to be right away. So we have honoring the flow of all the emotions, alchemy, processing, sensitivity. So this was the card that I pulled for your overall energy as a couple, your combined energy here. And I love that we have a card that featured both two people on the card, you know, when it came out. So we have emotions coming through when you first meet them. That's like going to be right off the bat. That love at first sight, I feel connected to you, that kind of thing. You're my person vibes, you know, whether it's immediately I love you, you know, the first time you meet them, or it's just like, I can see myself falling for you really quickly. There's like a lot of respect here as well, okay? So I'm going to leave you reading right here. I hope it resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal read with me, you could always do so using my email in the description box below. Hype the video if you feel called to do so. Yeah, I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Mwah. Bye-bye.